Very good morning to you, and hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday night, late night sort of a session. So, this is your DesignX Social, your ongoing competition, which you've all been participating since a couple of weeks right now. I see a lot of people are joining in, but let's go ahead. This is going to be a pretty chill session. We are just going to talk about what are the next steps and maybe answer your questions. And if any one of you wants to even talk and share your thoughts and share how your experience has been, we're even open to bringing you guys onto the stage. So if you're interested to come onto the stage and talk, just raise your hands. And once we are done talking, maybe we can pull you up. Yeah, Bapu, does sound good. I think we'll keep this session very chill and casual.
Yes. I think you guys can actually, if you want to talk about the contest so far or anything, you have questions, you can actually put your comments, or you can actually say, raise your hand, and we can bring you onto the stage so that you can share your experiences with us.
Yeah, so until then, Bapu, let's keep talking and let's talk about how the DesignX Social has been so far. And I think most of the work the participants have done. So we'll also discuss what are the next steps for them to follow along and be a part of this competition and where it's leading to. So firstly, Bapu, I would like to maybe talk to you about what has, as a chairman of UMO Design, we've been doing DesignX Social for quite a few years, right? And last year, we've done a lot of changes to the format and we're completely online. We had a tremendous competition. So how has it been this year? What do you think has changed from last year and what was your experience so far?
It's actually like last year we did try that online format because of this pandemic, and then of course this year also generally we do this contest online, but the final exhibition of the entries and then final distribution of prizes and all generally we do at the conference, UXI conference. So last year everything we did it online, and this year also we tried going with that, and it was really great. The way the number of entries increased. Last time I think we had around 1,200 entries. I think this time around 1,400 entries we received from different countries across the globe. And I'm sure most of you enjoyed working with mentors. So the mentors are kind enough to be part of this initiative, and then they spend good amount of time guiding the teams. And then when it comes to submissions, the quality of submission has gone up really well, very well done. Guys, whatever the videos or submissions you see there, some of you have submitted, but since we didn't have the complete entry in the requirements as we have given the requirements, we couldn't actually upload it or shortlist that. So right now, most of the entries which are completely done and it actually follow the rules what we have given. And the videos, I was talking to a couple of you today morning. So they actually joined like last week, so even though they're able to finish the work. And as exactly like the way we actually discussed last calls, right? It is not just only meant for solving a problem, right? It is also to identify the right problem, and also how do you work with the teams that is intentionally designed that way that time is another dimension within the limited amount of time. And with the people, some of the teams, they don't even ever met them. They just ask for team and actually compose them, depends on the time zones. And how do you manage to work? It shows that time management and leadership skills. How do you manage to put them together, work with those teams, and also mentors. Mentors also, they're just introduced to you guys within 2 weeks, 3 weeks of time. You're able to get the mentorship, and then the kind of output the videos actually shows that you really guys have done it. Yeah. Overall, to your question, the output is really satisfying and very well done.
Awesome. I think it's been great seeing the kind of innovation being fostered here, and that was our main motives and intentions through this. So I see some questions coming in, but before we maybe talk a little bit more about the next steps, I just want to talk to our audience and ask how they are liking this new format, because usually on YouTube people are ready with a lot of haze and highs and talking about football and talking about cricket and a lot of things. So it's pretty, I think it's getting started nevertheless, but maybe a quick show of hands if you are liking this new format, if you want us to continue in this sort of a format. But let's talk about the next steps, Bapu, meanwhile. So the students, the participants between the four categories, they have submitted their entries with their video. So
Mhm.
what can they look forward to August 15th? Because that's our date for announcing the shortlisted entries. So what's the process like until then,
Okay.
and what can they expect on
So
15th?
so basically, this is actually four stages. If you entered in the week one, you must have done first phase submission of the problem identified, and then you have the second is identifying the solution, and then we also have shortlisted them to be published on the website. So the entries which are being published, they actually satisfy all those terms, conditions, and then, for example, a video is must, and you need to have a presentation deck, explain the project, and also we have criteria to follow. So, keeping all these in mind, the entries which actually satisfied, they're being shortlisted. I mean, think about like around 1,400 people participating, and your entry is being shortlisted to be published. So that is the phase 2. And phase 3, this is actually today we started the jury, with a panel of jury members. Your entries will actually go through minimum 3 jury members. So they go through your entry, they look at your presentation, they go through the website, UMO Design website, your entry, description, they read, and then they go through your concept, and also we have given the criteria and then the score. So the result of that, so the top scorers from each category, the five entries will be selected. So those entries will be sent to the last and final stage, which is actually you'll be pitching live to the jury online. So you will be given again 1 week time to prepare for your pitch, and you will be given 7 minutes to pitch your project. So basically, that actually helps you to understand how to pitch for your startup pitch kind of thing. And so that's how we actually plan. So we're going to ask questions, ask 3 minutes. So for now, you are eligible for most popular entry award. So what you're supposed to do is, see, the entire concept of Design X Social is having purpose-driven thinking and also solving an urgent problem and bringing design thinking to solve a theme which has been given to you. So how do you spread this goodness as much as possible? You need to share with as many people as possible. So what we are trying to do is when you are sharing your entry and when people are watching your video, it is don't go by number of likes or number of views. Not that is not only the criteria. We look at how much time they have watched, the time watched. Your video is being watched, let's say 15 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours. So we actually consider that by end of 21st, I think we mentioned in August 21st, we have cutoff date. Until that time, how many hours of your video has been watched. So you will be awarded most popular award in each category. That's what we're working towards. Yeah.
So, Bapu, I think that we've put a lot of stress on the quality of mentors, and now that phase is over, and we're moving on to the jury phase. And we have some
Yeah.
amazing folks who joined us as a jury. So,
Mhm.
can you maybe talk about the process of how we went about getting jury on board, and what exactly will the jury be doing?
Yes. So we have the mentors. First of all, we thank all the mentors who actually helped a lot, making sure that the teams work together and then put those solutions together and then published. And these mentors definitely will be helpful for you guys once you're being finalists, you become a finalist. So you can always work with your mentors again to take inputs from them and to pitch for the finals. So the next stage is the finalists. So some of you, so each category 5 entries means you have 20 finalists are going to be shortlisted. The next stage is that. So again, you can work with your mentors if you really want to understand how to pitch and how do you make sure that you are able to. You need to practice a lot. How do you make sure that within the 7 minutes of time, are you sharing the presentation among your team members and who is doing what, and do a lot of dry runs and make sure that you will not exceed 7 minutes presentation and able to cover the main concepts. You can always take help of your mentor for the next 1 week. And when it comes to jury, we have gone through their profiles and we have seen their, a kind of experience and also the kind of contribution to different areas of, not just only contests. Most of them are speakers, established designers, and they also working at the different MNCs. So we actually gave them, the criteria. So I think you know that there are some 7 to 8 points. For example,
Correct.
sustainability is one of those important criteria, and then problem identified, and also the process followed and solution. We have those criteria. So they go through that, and then they actually score, given the scale, and then we also created weightage for each criteria to make sure that the important thing will actually be evaluated. So the next 1 week, the jury is actually been given time to evaluate. Once they are done, and we are going to get the consolidated score from all the jury members across, they are all located different continents. So once it has been done, we're going to announce the top 5 entries. So in this case, I'm again saying that the rest of them are not inferior anymore. You guys have done a wonderful job, and you are still eligible for the most popular entry. Okay, and then uh, since we have to take that 5 as a cutoff right now, 5 top entries, whoever actually scores maximum, and they will be coming onto the top. So that's how we actually take you to the next final stage where you will be preparing for pitching. Yeah.
Great. So, guys, I think just to summarize, I think 15th August is when we will be announcing the finalists. That's the shortlisted teams. And then you have 1 week after that, that is till 21st August, where you can pitch your solution. So, if you're if you have time, if you're confident enough, you should go ahead and start learning how you're able to pitch your idea and pitch your solution. And then 22nd awards is when we are going to be 22nd is the awards when we are going to be finally announcing the winners. But we see really great ideas so far in this competition, and we know for a fact that the jury is going to have a lot of fun just reviewing all your submissions. So that's great. So Bapu, let's switch to some questions. I think we have a couple coming in because it's a
Mhm.
30-minute call. So let's do some questions. Your first question comes from Tushita, who asked, everybody's entries will be published on the portal or just selected ones? Also, on what exact portal will it be uploaded and by when?
Okay, so Tushita, uh, are you able to talk if I add you to the stage? Others no. I can actually, you can come onto the stage and you can discuss. It'll be more fun. Can you talk? You can put in a comment.
Yes, she can talk.
Oh,
Let's
great.
bring her.
Okay, so I'm actually inviting you onto the stage. So it looks like you have so many questions, so we can discuss quickly. So I invited you, prepared for the stage to come. Yay.
Hi, hello everyone.
Hi,
Sorry,
hi.
I cannot turn on the camera. I just got vaccinated, so I'm a bit feverish.
That's
Okay, no problem.
that's okay. That's
Take care of you. Yeah, I know that. Okay, yeah. Let's discuss. How was
Yeah,
your
so
experience? How was
it
your
was
experience?
great. This was actually second time I took part in such a. It was just great. It was second time I
nice.
took part. This was actually my first
Okay.
designathon that I did for like a week long, and the learning experience, especially the mentors. I mean, kudos to the mentors, and they were always there to assist us. I think that has been the highlight of this whole designathon.
Yes. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, Tishita, I think you're on mute right now. Let's talk about the
Yeah.
questions you were going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was just wondering if all the entries will be published on the portal or just the selected few, or and exactly what portal will it be? Like, is it the website or the YouTube?
Okay. So the first question, yes, only the selected entries are being published. As I said, in case your entry is not being published, in case anybody, please let us know, and then we'll re-look into that why it is not being published. Okay. So some cases we didn't find the presentation, or we didn't find the video, or we didn't find the presentation, but this is not done according to the criteria. So the reason for that is before we are sending an entry to a jury should not think that why did I receive this incompleted thing. So that's the reason we made sure that first thing is we shortlisted and made sure that entries who've been qualified with all the criteria and all the requirements done, those are being published. Okay, and where this has been published? That's the second question, right? Tushita? Yes. So the same link, www.umo.design/explore. The same link. You don't see any difference in that. Now, where the video is coming, so your entry, when you go there, you will find your entry there. You can search for your entry, or you can actually go through rest of the people who have submitted. It's open now. Anybody can see anybody's entry. When you go there, and within the entry, you have your slide deck is been embedded. Also, your YouTube video is also been embedded. So you can actually go to YouTube channel if you want. It is again youtube.com/UMO design, and you will find all the videos which have been added, stitched with the intro and outro, and then being published in YouTube. Okay, so the same thing is been embedded in the page, so you can find in both the places. And have any other question, or did I answer all your questions?
Yeah, this answered my question, and just one more question. I was
Mhm.
wondering that while you were going through all the entries and all, did you encounter any common or any mistake that was often there in the submissions, or like बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही थी कहीं कहीं पे?
No, actually, that is fine. Some entries, of course, they have done too many slides they worked on, but it's okay because this phase, as I said, is very important. It should be self-explanatory. You can do it in 4 slides, or you can do it in 10 slides. It's all fine. But once, if you are being selected and you become a finalist, right? That time you need to take care of that, how you are going to present your idea, your process, everything within 7 minutes. That is the criteria we are providing. That is a kind of tight thing. You need to prepare well and do as many dry runs as possible within the team, and what to talk, what to present, and within that 7 minutes, how can you create more impact so that the jury, who are going to be like this and live, and they're going to ask questions after once you finished your presentation. So whatever that you have currently, that is fine. It's okay. Some of them done too much work, some of them less work. But jury has to understand. If jury couldn't, figure it out, then they get less marks. It doesn't mean that if you have 20 slides, you get good. It is not that. Within that limited slides, if you're able to convey, that's it. That's good. That's good enough. Yeah. Any
Yeah,
other?
awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That's all the question I had for now.
Great. Okay.
Thanks, Tushita.
We have yeah,
My pleasure.
yeah. Let's see if anybody else is willing to come.
I think we have Alkesh Singh
Yeah,
who's
Alkesh,
saying,
would you like to come and talk? Alkesh?
looks like he had fun working here at DXS. That's nice to hear.
Okay.
So
So what is his question?
I think he's just pointing out that it's really good for students this competition. Maybe I don't know what you do, Alkesh, but we should definitely come up on stage and talk about how fun it's been if you want to.
Yeah,
But
Alkesh,
if
I can actually invite you. I think I tried inviting you again. Uh, can you join, Alkesh? Okay.
okay,
So
so
we have Ruhani is there. Okay, let her invite.
yes,
Ruhani would like to come on stage. Okay, we have Kritika. Okay. Yeah, Ruhani.
Hello.
Yes, Ruhani. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, a
hey
little bit,
Ronnie,
little
hi.
bit louder.
Hello. Wow, that
Yes,
sounds so
this
problem
is
I've faced. I mean, being loud is not a problem I've ever faced. Hi everyone. I basically just wanted to ask, what are the possible investors that we can anticipate, and like if like possible investors that there were that were available last year or the years before that, just to get an idea of.
correct. Yes. Yeah. So as we did, I think you were there in last year. I think that's what that we are inviting investors again to be part of this final presentation, and they also can go through the current entries, and also like UMO itself. Actually, we are planning to fund some of those good ideas. So actually, in fact, people are actually saying, why don't we promote this as part of Lumbo itself? But I would definitely like to also get external investors and people or some of the funds actually. I think last time 10K ventures, I think they came in and a good number of people actually shown interest into that. So we're going to do very similar way. But this time I wanted to make sure that at least one or two entries to be executed. So we have a bucket called execute. So that's our interest to showcase that we're taking to the next level. We're not stopping at the idea stage. Yeah, that's a great question, Rohani.
Also on the UMO page right now, our presentations aren't available. It's saying invalid PDF or something.
Yeah.
So is that on purpose, or is our entry not right or something?
What is that? I didn't understand. What PDF? What did you say?
The video is there on UMO slash explore,
Hmm?
but it's saying the presentation, instead of the presentation, it's saying invalid PDF. So is
But
that on purpose?
is it for everyone or only for your
No, I
entry?
think sometimes it's taking a while to load. Maybe just try and refresh it. You'll be able to
Okay,
get
so
it.
it's uploaded. So maybe it's
Yeah.
issue on my
If
end.
it's
No.
still not happening, then yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
sure.
Maybe you can send that URL, Rohani, to team at UMO Design. We'll check it out. If something is not loading or anything happened or missing, we can definitely make it work. It is available. It's open. Anybody can see anybody's work.
Okay, sure. Sure,
Yeah,
sure. I'll just check that.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, and make sure that guys promote this. This is also part of your learning. as a designer or innovator, you also to be a good marketer. So you need to promote your entry, your video, spread this and show it to the world, right? You've done a great job within that 2 weeks or 3 weeks of time. Some of you just in a week's time. And not just only that, the kind of empathy and solution identification, everything is being done excellently. So why don't you share it with people around? Okay. So we have Kritika. Kritika, you want to join us? Hey, she's coming.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Hey,
Cool.
hi.
Hey, nice to see you.
Guys. Yeah, actually, really nice to see you guys. How are you? Yeah,
Great, Kritika.
Great.
it's actually sort of my first time actually attending any hackathon, and with so much time difference between countries, it was quite a challenge. But so happy that
Where are you right now? Where are you?
I'm in Germany right now,
Germany.
and yes, I'm part of my team. We're from US, so it was
Yes.
quite interesting.
Where are the US guys? I'm in New York.
Oh, right. So one of the girls is in Florida, and the other one is from Los Angeles.
Okay. Los Angeles is much early for her, but yeah, Florida girl can join.
Definitely, yeah, it was quite a learning for sure. So glad. I just had this one question, which was this. I don't know if I missed out any information, but this top 5 submission that you talked about, was
Mhm.
it? Is it like individual categories, or is it all
Individual
the
categories.
categories together?
Individual categories. Each category will have 5 entries are going to go as like a finalist, and then they are going to present live to the jury, live jury.
Okay.
Apart from that, even if you are in the finalists or not, still all of those entries which have been published qualified to get the People Choice Award. So,
Okay.
yeah. So you know the
Right.
criteria, right? What is the criteria for People Choice Award? The maximum number of hours
Yes.
scored. Your
Yes.
entry should be like reach out as many people
Yeah.
as possible and open and view the entire thing. It's not that looking at and clicking. Yeah, they have to view the entire idea.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
This another question that just occurred in my mind. You talked about the pitching part, which needs to be under 7 minutes.
Yeah,
Is it?
under 7 minutes
Yes, under 7 minutes. So
and
this
3 minutes the question answers. Yeah,
okay, 3 minutes
correct.
including question answers, right? Does this
Yes,
does this have to be
seven.
divided amongst all
Yeah,
the team members, or one person can also do the entire
yeah.
pitch?
So you can actually divide it, but you can also, because I see last year we had a bit of confusion that somebody was actually sharing the screen and rest of them presenting, and they had to say, "Hey, change the slide," kind of thing. If you want to avoid that, one person can do it. But if you plan a kind of teamwork, that definitely helps, right? So instead of one person speaking, if the team is also being given importance and everybody knows that this is a team, they put them together. So yeah, 7 minutes is the time you have to prepare and close, and strictly they stop the presentation.
Sure.
And some people actually, hey, I need 1 more minute, and no, you're wrong, because that's a part of the contest. So the next 3 minutes, so the jury is going to ask questions, and your team is going to answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
we're talking about this,
Timekeeping is a very serious role at UMO. We're literally going to stop you.
okay, that is actually
Yeah.
good to hear. I mean, some
Yeah.
presentations just keep running, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
One last question related to presentation. These slide decks that we talk about, is it necessary that we use the same one that we submitted, or we can
No.
also create our own?
No, you can prepare your complete. You're given a 1 week time, like 15th to 21st. You have 1 week time, but don't change the concept.
Yeah, of course.
You take time for the presentation. You can change the video. You can change the styling of the presentation, styling of the slides, and you practice well and make sure that it's impressive. Think that you are pitching for some investment. like a pitching, like a startup pitch. So make it crisp, simple, easy to understand at the same time. And one thing people forget is business viability. That also needs to be brought in. It's not just only an idea. So if you are implementing this, if you are somebody is willing to invest in your idea, is it easy for them to do that, or is it just a concept? So if you are able to bring in, like, you have different business model canvas and different ways to convince that, right? This is the kind of income it generates, and it can be a social enterprise. It doesn't mean that it's only cost center. It also can be a profit center. So those ideas also you guys have to think about it, while presenting it. So because you might ask these questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, this helps a lot actually and answers all my
Sure.
questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thanks
Yeah.
a lot. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Anybody else? Yeah. Anybody wants to come and talk? Let's know.
Yeah, I think we're already past the 9:30 mark, Papu. So I think the questions of, I think people looks like they know what needs to be done next. So I think if you don't have any closing remarks, I think we can close the session for today.
Yeah, I think uh, definitely I'm really impressed. So she wants to talk. I think Shreyas Prakash. Okay, let's invite her before we close.
Yeah, hello. Hey there.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey,
Shreyas.
Shreyas.
I mean, I just joined a bit halfway through, but I'm not sure if my question has already been answered. But I would like
Uh-huh.
to know a bit more about, say, I mean, you mentioned about what could be nice, but could you also kind of shed some detail on the non-negotiables? Like, what are those things which you really want to see? Because, of course, there's so many design awards as well, and I really want to understand where this is positioned. So, could you please shed some light on that?
Okay, so what I understood, maybe we can be more explicit about what you say non-negotiable. Give me an example that I can actually elaborate more. Um, or I can answer what I understood. Yeah. So the first thing is uh, most of the awards, and in general, I'm not making a wrong statement here. They're all manipulative. So it's like they bribe, or somehow they try to get into a league that influence people, jury, and all. But here we always, which is the sixth year we are doing these awards, and we always make it very transparent, and only the talent gets it. And then if you see that, the fair game is like, the team is compulsory because we wanted to encourage the team dynamics. It's not easy. Alone you can do it, or two people easy to do it. The minute you bring in another person, definitely the team dynamics are going to change. So that's actually intentionally designed. Okay, and the quality of work, like identifying the right problem. That's the first stage. We are making sure that if the problem identified is not correct, so we're going to help them. And we, in the whole process, if you see that we are trying to help people, it's not that we want to punish you. We're trying as much as possible to helping in all the stages, and then we try to give you the criteria on what basis the jury is actually evaluating your entry. So from the beginning, you know that this is how you have to follow, and the process you're supposed to follow. And then we are asking you to create a self-explanatory movie as well as a presentation deck. So which actually is right now the stage one jury presentation is jury is going on evaluation. It's like offline. They actually have given 7 days time, and then they go through that, and they understand your project, and they understand the problem identified, and they go through the deck, they go through the video, and then they actually grade. So in this criteria, I think 7 to 8 points, we also created weightage. So weightage means some points score more marks. So sustainability or business viability. Maybe I don't remember now which has got how many percentage of weightage, but it's not equally given. The criteria has got important areas has given more weightage. So once it is being evaluated, we actually receive top 5 scorers. Of course, like the entire list out of 100, whoever actually comes on the top 5, so we have a cutoff there. So those top 5 are going to be finalists. Okay, now the game starts here. So this is actually like each category, five people, and now you are given 7 minutes time to present. In the process, equally like at 7th minute, we'll just cut off the mic. We can't move further. So in the whole process, we are helping you here to practice. And because we always think a lot, but the moment you are given time is this, and so difficult to bring in what is most important to talk. So maybe you can practice with people and let them understand what you're trying to say. Is it conveying it or not? And then once they've given that, the score, the final score, we actually, I forgot to mention, we also have another special jury award. So we're going to take from all 4 categories, one award is going to be given to the special jury. So jury thinks that this is the best entry, but it doesn't have to be or not necessarily award-winning entry. So maybe of different criteria, they couldn't do it, getting to the final award, but they are very good at the good entry is very good. But jury can mention that, okay, this is the jury award. So that's how we decided. So in this, do you see anything which is not clear or not transparent?
No, it's pretty clear. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I hope I answered your question correctly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, cool. Okay, yes, guys, I think thanks for joining us at this last minute. I think we only mentioned yesterday, and then we raised, I think, morning. I think it's like, it is my night. I spent the morning. Thanks for joining, and all the best to you. And make sure that be part of this most popular entry. And that is actually, we have four awards from each category. We have one award. So remember that promote your movie, promote your entry. We need to reach out because you've done a great job. Let people appreciate it. Okay, let them view your entry until the end, and that's how you score maximum number of hours for your entry. Okay, and on 15th we are going to have the finalists being announced, and Rohan, I think we are also planning some sessions, right? Some talks from speakers. Would you like to share that?
You're right, Babu. I think we have 2 speakers lined up to talk about 2 quite relevant topics about the journey so far at DXS. So I think listening to them would definitely give some additional perspective for finalists and for anybody, but in terms of competition, is definitely going to help the finalists. So come back on 15th, and we're going to have another fun session, 2 talks, and then we're going to be announcing the finalists. So it should be fun, and definitely tune up. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Yeah, I think anything else, guys? Any last questions? Last minute questions? Let's see. If not, we can close the session and we'll meet again most probably next week.
Yeah, I guess that's about it for today, Bapu.
Okay. A good night, and if you are from other continents, have a good day. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.